Kia ora collective, welcome to the channel Tarot by Amber Sun, ko Amber Tuku Ingoa. My name is Amber and I'm going to be doing a collective reading. These storylines, depending on what the cards come out, I simply translate the message. So the intention is to provide healing guidance, inspiration, awareness. So today I'm going to be using this tarot deck. I haven't used this one before. If this resonates for you, because it won't resonate for everybody, feel free to like, comment, subscribe to support my channel and the mahi that I do. Let's get into it, collective. No mucking around today. Collective message. When I do these readings, they're random and I don't have a specific spread. I just pull out the cards as I go. Sometimes it's one at a time. So let's go. Lady of Fire. Love it. So Lady of Fire, she is the Queen of Wands. And look at her hair. Something about her hair and the way that she's looking down. I feel like, collective, this Lady of Fire, she's very passionate. She has desires and she is not afraid to go and take action and do what she needs to do in order to get what she needs or what she wants. She's very passionate in that way. I think out of all the queens, she has more masculine energy. But the way that she's kind of looking down is interesting in this particular deck. And the way that her hair is. Some of you may have like quite wild, curly, wavy hair. But there's something about the way that she's looking down. I don't know if it's disappointment, sadness, melancholy. This isn't particularly an energy that's associated with the Queen of Wands, but we'll see what other cards come out. But I feel like she's almost like remembering the past, or she's nostalgic. She's very much so in her emotions. So she may be holding feelings, disappointment maybe, or just memories, something that has caught her heart. Her heart has been, I feel like it's been caught, and we'll see what else comes out. But I feel like something is touched her heart in some way. This can also be something to do with a small child, because just the way that she's looking down is almost like how a mother would look at their child, you know, adoringly down on their child. That will resonate with some. Next card, please. What's going on with this Lady of Fire? Why is she looking melancholy? Strength. Okay, this makes sense. The Lady of Fire is very, she's very ambitious. She's very strong. She's the type of woman that, like I said, she will actually go to fight, because the Wands is all about action as well. So she's a bit of a warrior, this queen. And with this Strength card here, I feel like she's having to be strong. And collective, if this resonates with you in this storyline, she's having to be strong, and there's something that's caught her heart. And probably it's disappointed her and made her feel like, almost like, should I have done that? I don't feel it's regret. I feel like it's more like disappointment. I feel like someone's disappointed her in some way. And it's required her to dig deep within, because she's not taken any action, and to find the inner strength, that inner lion. See how this lion is at this man's feet? And then there's something about the body here as well. So it could also be, and this is for some, having to gain more physical strength. Some of you may be wanting to start working out, with the new year, start toning up, gaining more muscle mass, strength. But this also relates to inner strength. When you have been disappointed in some way, it kind of gets you in that melancholy mood. But you're having to find the inner strength right now to pull yourself up out of the situation, and kind of, I feel that that's strongly what the message is. So collective, if you've been disappointed in some way or let down, there's a feeling of melancholy here, and so you're having to really pull on and go inward, introspection, to look at the inner strength that you're going to have to build on. It's relying on that inner resilience that you've actually got tons of, because the Queen of Wands has, a lot of inner strength. But it's relying on yourself to pull you through. And she's also very self-confident, right? But in this image, she's not looking confident at all. She's kind of having a moment of, maybe you're having a moment of insecurity, or am I able to pull out the inner strength that is required right now? This is also a confirmation that you are going to be pulling on this inner strength to bring you back up to confidence. So for her to start looking forward and having belief and confidence in the next kind of, because tell us more about why this Lady of Fire is disappointed and melancholy right now. Tell us more about why. Why is she having to pull on this inner strength? Page of Fire. Okay, she went into something a little too fast. She went into something with all this passion and all this desire and all this energy. I don't think she looked before she leaped, if that makes sense. And I don't think she kind of I think maybe her expectations were a bit crushed. Or perhaps she went into something with all this enthusiasm, maybe a little bit of ego as well, a bit of an ego loss. And she took action before probably thinking it through, or not expecting the outcome to be what it is. Tell me more about this Page of Fire. Taking this, having all the enthusiasm to start something, but then kind of thinking, it wasn't how I expected it to be, or it wasn't quite how I had envisioned it to be at this time. So this is why she's in this melancholy mood. Tell us more about the Page of Fire, please. Time. I don't actually know what this one is. Time. Yeah, I feel like this Queen of Wands went into something very fast, took action without seeing that this outcome. Maybe she was expecting a specific outcome and it didn't quite manifest, or it wasn't how she expected it to be. So she's now having to pull on her inner strength, and she's looking now at the time. So maybe there's been a time frame where she's been waiting for a result from the action that she took spontaneously, or really energetically, and she's realizing that this isn't going to happen overnight, that it's going to take time, because time will tell the story. Time will show the result of the action. And because she is such an impulsive, action-orientated queen, she may have expected things to run her way in her timing. But this is saying that no, there's still this, perhaps this isn't the right time. And she's having to gain the strength to find the patience, because this, whatever this is actually going to take more time than what she had expected, or what you had expected, collective. All right, tell me more about this strength. Actually, no, I want to know what she's waiting on. What is this expectation that she had, and now she's realizing that it's actually going to take more time? What is this? What is going to take more time? I think my oven timer is going to go off any minute. Oops. Okay, we had one turnover, so we'll take that one. We have wayshower. Wayshower. Oh. Ah, okay, making sense. So this Queen of Wands energy, which is, I'm feeling it's you, collective, you've been disappointed and you're a little bit in your feels about how something that you took action on has not hasn't exceeded the expectations just yet, is what I feel. And I feel like you're going to have to be patient, because whatever this outcome is that you're waiting on is going to take time. There has to be more time involved in this, okay? So I don't expect things to be on the timing that you would have at the beginning of this kind of expected it to go, because there's actually still some things here that need to take time. And you know, good things take time, right? And what is it to do with? It's to do with being a way shower. So I feel like this is you, Queen of Wands, collective. You have been showing the way, if that makes sense. I feel like you've been an example, or you're actually in the position, you've been in the position of trying to help someone or help a situation out by being an example, okay? Because the Queen of Wands is the action, she is the example. So you've been a really good example on maybe how to have maybe with friends or family, or you're helping a specific person out, and you expected them to kind of jump on board and get the lesson straight away. But it's been disappointing to you because you're realizing that your efforts haven't been, you haven't seen the outcome of what you're trying to show these people or this person by being an example. And you kind of thought that it would have been, the lesson would have been got by now, or you would have got out what it is that you put into this, because you're the one that's standing there as the example as to this is the way, this is how you do it. And I guess with everything collective, we always kind of, when we put our best intentions and our best foot forward, we kind of expect the other person or the other people to get with the program at the same time as you, or in your timing, right? But this is going to take more time, and it's going to require you to be patient, have patience, and really pull on your inner strength at this time, because I know it's exhausting sometimes when you are being the example and you are taking the higher road as to like how to be the way shower. And it may be because you have had more experience in the past, or you're just at a certain, you're at a certain level that not everyone can be at in this point in time, okay? Because everybody works differently, everybody learns the lesson in their own timing. So you're learning to be patient. You're having to be patient and realize that it takes time for some people, and it's going to take some time. What else? So continuing on from here, what else is going to, where's this Queen of Wands heading to? Transformation, death. And show me more about this transformation. What is she transforming? What is she transforming? I just heard ego. Some of you may be having an ego death because, yep, in being the example, we can get on our high horse. And she's kind of disappointed and melancholy because not everyone is at her level, okay? And so this is a bit of an ego death to the Queen of Wands, because she's having to slow down and see things from a different kind of perspective and realize that she's not just at the top. She's not just the way shower or the ideal or the example all the time, which requires strength, right? Because she's super strong. She actually has to come down off her high horse or pedestal or wherever she is, as being you do it like this, or this is the right way, and she's having to come back to on the same level, right? The way that these two are looking at each other, they're on the same level. They're looking at each other face to face. She's having to bring herself down, and this requires a bit of an ego death because she's been the strong one all the time. And the way that she's looking down is like, oh, well, I don't have to be the way shower all the time. I don't have to be this is how you do. Because the way that he's pointing gives me the energy of like being a bit of a like, this is how you should do things. This is the right way. This is how I do it. That's the energy I'm getting from this Queen of Wands. And she's having to transform, having a bit of an ego death. But tell me more about the death card. Just having to humble herself, I think. And this can be quite hard when you are very fiercely independent and strong and do everything on your own timing, do everything by yourself. When you are pointing the finger. Oh, okay, I've had a few turn over, so I'll just take these and then I'll finish the reading. So this transformation, ego death. Oh, conception. I wonder if that's the Empress. So the death and then conception. So this is like a rebirth again. You're rebirthing a new you, in a sense, or a new side of you that you never... Yeah, this is rebirth. So death and then conception. So this is quite a rebirth. When our ego dies, we humble ourselves, and we realize that we don't have to be the way shower or the good example or the do things my way, because we're coming onto a level playing field, we're humbling ourselves, and this requires a lot of strength, the ego death, but in order for a rebirthing of a new you. You're coming into situations now, and into this particular situation, that's why she's looking down, is because you're coming to a rebirth of yourself. So you're getting, when we get rid of ego or have an ego death, this allows for a new aspect of us to come through, a more humbling aspect of our inner nature, because her inner nature is very strong. Like I said, she's very independent. She's not used to doing things, humbling herself or lowering her standards, or not lowering her standards, but like she's not used to not being a leader. And this can be hard to kind of step down from that. This doesn't take away her power though. It's a renewal, it's a rebirthing of a different aspect of herself that has to die. And then we have 10 of fire, yeah, because it's burdensome carrying all the weight of independence and being the way shower, the strong one, the example. It takes a lot of like responsibility and burden, and it's not fun, and it's quite chaotic. And I just see a lot of masculine energy in this. So it's having to also step into your feminine energy because this is quite masculine when we try to do everything on our own, when we try to be superwoman and be there for everyone and be the way shower. And then we finish off this reading with the Four of Air, Four of Swords. So yeah, this is a time now, collective, who resonate with this story, to put down the responsibilities, the heavy weight, the 10 of wands, the burdens, okay? These are burdens that you placed on yourself because you were carrying everything by yourself. So when we release the burdens, we have to go into self-healing. Four of Air, Four of Swords is about self-reflection. See the way that these hands are kind of like holding oneself? It's about you now, starting from scratch, having a rebirth, because it's a new you. An old you is dying, which means that you release the burdens, because death is also release and surrender. You release the burdens of having to carry and be the leader, the way shower. You're coming, this has taken some time, but I feel like you're not going to be jumping into things through just like reaction anymore. You're actually, this Lady of Fire is stepping down for a little bit. She's going inwards. She's being melancholy because she realizes that the strength that she carried was actually quite burdensome, because a lot of it was a part of having ego pushing her. So this is quite a big read. And when we release that, surrender the burdens, we have conception. This is a rebirth. You're being reborn or rebirthing yourself. And this is, you're having to kind of heal right now. You're healing, but you're doing it in a way that's like you're taking care of your inner needs. You're taking care of yourself because you're like rebuilding yourself back up, but in a new way. So I might just get an oracle message to finish the reading. What are we on? 22 minutes. These are loving words from Jesus, from Doreen Virtue. So what's the message to finish the reading for this storyline collective message? Quite a lot in this reading, but if it resonates, like to support my mahi. I just heard the word Jesus, take the wheel. And that's what happens with the ego death, right? Because we're not being the way shower, the leader, the like controller. We're allowing divine to take the lead. Ah, your faith hath saved you. Go in peace. Oh, this is so sweet. I'm really picking up on the collective here. This beautiful Queen of Wands who's having an ego death because she's carried on the burdens and had been the way shower for everyone for so long that she disconnected from her inner child, because at a young age I feel that this Queen of Wands took on the responsibilities of taking care of others, of being forced to be the leader or the way shower or the ideal, like this is how you do it kind of. So she took that role on at a young age, and now through time, see, look, this almost gives me the same kind of vibe. Through time, she kind of lost an aspect of her inner child or the little girl. And now through the ego death and releasing these burdens and coming to some kind of healing, she's resting. She's reconnecting with the divine, Jesus, God, eternal spirit, mother, universal mother. But it's saying here that you have been a faithful servant of the divine. And I'm actually going to get quite emotional now. The Queen of Wands has been a faithful servant. And so your faith has saved you. So this ego death, these burdens and responsibilities that you can now put down, you don't have to carry them anymore. Because the ego death is giving a rebirth. And like with the Jesus take the wheel, it's your trust and faith in the divine has allowed you to now release these burdens and have a rebirth, come back to the little girl, the aspect of the inner child that you disconnected with. And just look at the Queen of Wands here. It's almost like the Queen of Wands, the same kind of the way she's looking down. It's the same the way that her little inner child is looking down at the divine's hand. The divine's hand, or Jesus's hand, has a plan. And the way that she's pointing at his finger, at his hand, gives me the same energy of, where's that wayshower? The wayshower is pointing his finger, but in a way that's very, controlling. This is how you do it. But you can release that now, that burden of being the top dog, I guess, in your family, friends, relationships. And you can now point, instead of pointing your finger towards this is how you do it, this is how, I'm the way shower, I'm the example. You can now point to, you're now pointing to divine's hand, okay? Because your faith has allowed you to, it's like this responsibility, this burden is being lifted off you now from the divine, so you can go in peace. And with that last card, which is the Four of Air, this is peace. This is resting, rejuvenating, being at peace, just chilling, right? Because you're gaining your strength back. And what a beautiful reading, collective. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but I really love it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you were able to take something from it. I will see you. I'm going to close up the reading now, and I'll see you again at the next reading. Ka kite anō.